All right, welcome to the T Rose Show. As your host, Keith. We got a lot to talk about tonight, as normal, with the T Rose Show. So I will try to get things moving for you. So here we go. Okay, very first thing I'd like to mention this is the T Rose Show second half, number 13. We lost a dear friend this last week on Tuesday. His name was William Emery Reffitt. It's a very sad situation when it comes to him, because basically he was a good man, wasn't here to hurt anybody. And this is his of the Revolutionary Times. If you haven't heard or want to show, if he has, I know his he was known well because he was in the Human Rights Tribunal. William Emery Reffitt was a dedicated follower of the way, the truth, and the life. This is John 14:6, who claimed Reign citizenship on October 14, 2021. William surrendered his life to Jesus Christ, worked tirelessly to help others in need, faithfully studied the Word of God, pursued the narrow way with all his heart, mind, and being. William Emery Reffitt, born on November 26, 1974, was taken from this life on February 20th, 5 days ago in 2024. Latest details on William's unexpected death can be found with that link. I'm just going to click this. I'll let that open. You can go through the international claims and accomplishments. He was a special prosecutor, peacetime social compact, and he was really heavily involved. And what happened was, I'll get to this. The family and friends are encouraged to write within the online guest book, Bloomfield, for William Emery Reffitt. I was very surprised that the people of Bloomfield were so kind to him, because apparently, we get the crap end of the stick most of the time. He was shot and killed. Court records reveal details in Bloomfield killings and suspects' custody battle. So what happened is that the court records have provided additional details of the double murder in Bloomfield, Nebraska, in the days, weeks, and moments leading up to the killings. Apparently, this is Elias Reeds. He's 25, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of use of a weapon to commit a felony. His wife, 27-year-old Galen Sweezy, faces a single count of tampering with evidence. If convicted, Reed could face a death penalty. Sweezy could face 1 to 50 years in prison, which I believe that they should probably get both. Authorities responded to a report of a shooting at Kurt's Lanes Dining on Tuesday shortly after 9:30 a.m. Nebraska State Patrol said that Curtis Strom, 77, William Reffitt, 49, were found dead inside with gunshot wounds. I will wait till I see if we can find a picture of these two real winners here. Oh, there they are. These are great people, just wonderful people. She looks like a real winner there. Okay. And then, oh boy, he does too. You see all the remorse in his eyes, right? And her too. They're just irritated because they can't get their next fix. All right. This guy used to work for, he says, investigators established a perimeter around the bowling alley. Okay. So this guy, he used to work he had this bowling alley for like 50 years. Okay. I don't know if this is the rest of it or not. It's just a bunch of junk. All right. So let me see if I can get, no. Okay. Maybe this story is in here. No, actually they kind of moved the link. All right. They did. I'll just tell you what happened. It's in some of these stories. So, according to Reed's arrest affidavit, he walked in the bowling alley with the intention of killing Strom and Reffitt. Reed entered the building with a gunshot concealed in a cardboard box. Reed told Reffitt that he was going to rob him. and two walked back to the back of the business, prosecutors allege. It says Reed then pulled out the shotgun and shot both men in the head. Court records show. The affidavit claims that once the men were killed, Reed pulled money from one of their wallets and the business register and left out the back door. No witnesses were reported. He later meet up with his wife. He'd later meet up, okay, with his wife Sweezy at their home in Bloomfield. Sweezy later told police that Reed seemed scared and was shaking before she learned he killed the men, according to her arrest affidavit. Prosecutor said she'd go to dispose of the shotgun on the gravel road with Reed. The two would be arrested hours later. On the same day, all the alleged murderers couple was also fighting in court to pull their newborn child out of the state's care. Well, you've seen pictures of them, right? So you kind of know why they're in the state's care. Court records show Sweezy gave birth on February 7th, days later. So apparently this child is going to be in the system for the rest of its life. The Human Services declared the couple home was ill-equipped for a newborn and placed the baby in the foster home. The couple has been working with an attorney to have their child returned. So just go get, a little bit of money there to wipe out two people. The older man, the 77, he has owned that place for 50 years of his lifetime. He's been there through thick and thin. He's helped out a lot of people. And he was helping Refit get on his feet. He was so Refit was working for him, doing this, doing that. And apparently this guy had a vendetta against him and shot him. So it is what it is. Hate to see it. It was a waste. There was no reason to shoot those two. They had done nothing wrong. They didn't do anything to hurt anyone. These guys, this was just some wicked people wanting to do some wicked things. And it's sad. We're going to miss him quite a bit. A lot of people are sad about it. A lot of meetings have been um, postponed or canceled, just so people can wrap their head around this, because it's only been 5 days. We had, he just stopped smoking about 4 months. Before that, we were talking about it, I think last time in Temple or the time before, and he was repenting for all of his sins. He was going down the narrow way, and and if the man is going to heaven, it's not because of he was a good man or anything he did here on earth. It was because he was repenting and he was going down the narrow way trying to find Jesus. So uh, we'll miss him. We'll miss him a lot. He's one of those guys that kind of creep up on you, the guys that just always around and you like him more than you think. One of those kind of people. And when they're gone, you're like, wow, man, I'm really gonna miss that guy. He did a lot in people's lives. So we'll miss him. Okay, now there's a point here. I know this people aren't, but tonight's T-Row show is about what your legal rights are to be able to defend yourself. Now, the country, as far as I'm concerned, has rejected our Father in heaven. They've rejected Yahshua, and the country is under a massive curse. They accepted gay marriage. You accepted all these things, okay, that are not supposed to be here. However, for those that did not agree with what's going on and was forced upon you, you have what they call a right of self-defense. It's an unalienable right. Jesus himself, Yeshua himself. By the way, I say Jesus just for interpretation. I know him as Yeshua or Yahshua. Okay. So I just want to let you know that. For translation purposes. Now, he basically you'd need to go down the narrow way. You need to repent. That's as simple as that. Whether you like that or not, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. Whether you listen to it or not, good luck. All right. However, but you do have a right of self-defense, and he acknowledges that even in or in the New Testament. And what you need to understand is that we've got a lot of people in this country right now that are not here to respect you. What they are is a bunch of criminals. We'll give you an example here. And this happens a lot, by the way, guys. This is more than you can imagine. There was one website, and I can't remember the name of the website. Let's see if I can find it. It shows how many, it's in South Carolina, they do a record of how many child rapists and murderers there are. They get arrested every month. And there are tons. It's like 150 to 200 immigrants that are doing it. That's no kidding. There's another one here. Here, hold on a second. We're gonna share. What is going on here? Can you guys see that? Or is that me?
No, can't see anything.
Can't see anything. Okay, here we go. We have a group called Just Around the Corner. This is killing of a nursing student out for a run. Highlights the fears of solo female athletes.
It's
By this
black.
little, huh?
Keith is black. That we're not seeing anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me see. Ah, got it. Come on, come on, come on. Zoom is giving me a lot of trouble tonight. I don't know what it is. They're just not. It's moving really slow as far as not responding. You know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put that here. There we go. All right.
Now
Okay,
we
we
can.
got that. Now you can see it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Caps 24 said the trails were around Lake Herrick. This is in Georgia. Always seemed safe, a place where she could get away from the traffic and go into the woods for some mental clarity. But this sense of peace was shattered after authorities on Thursday found the body of Laken Hope Riley, an arrested Athens resident, Jose Antonio Abera, 26, on suspicion of murder. The victim and the suspect did not know each other. The University of Georgia Police Chief Jeff Clark called the killing a crime of opportunity. Okay, so this real winner was here on parole from the border. It seems to me that Venezuela seems to be the main, one of the main countries where a lot of these guys are coming out of. And what they've done is they have this, they're coming up here to commit crimes. They're coming into America or to the United States of America to commit crimes. That's a problem. Okay. The what I'm telling you is that the damage has been done. There's no fixing this unless you spent the next 5 years with deporting 8 million people. That's just the way it is. And what's been done is that the administration that is there has gotten into the drug business. And we talked about this, I think, in the last T-Row. They've all gotten in the drug business, and they're bringing people up that they know they're dangerous people. So this lady, she's running along, boom, boom, boom. The stack of charges against this guy is unimaginable. What he did to her was unimaginable. Okay, this didn't happen just overnight or just in a few minutes. This went on for quite a long time. So in order to stack that many charges, so what do you have the right to do? Okay. Now here's another show. This is not going to be very long. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to show you the end of this. I think a lot of people have seen it though, so I'm not going to share any sound. Just want you to take a look at it. Okay. Let's let's get this here. So 60 Minutes goes in there and they're doing a propaganda segment on how awesome it is to bring people in, to bring these immigrants in. Well, what they're doing is they're just coming here and forming gangs. They form gangs, they start stealing and moving because they've been jealous of you your whole life. It's really all it is. They've heard a lot of stuff and they're not getting, they have to work and they have to actually do something and they don't like it. They were supposed to be here to work and they're come here to work. That's what migrants are, but they're not doing it. So what do? They start attacking 60 Minutes. And let's hit them with something. There you go. Oh, I feel so enriched. Look, that's the 60 Minutes guy. Punch him. Yes, lady, go in there and try to control the situation. She's yelling, no need to be unkind. So there you go. Okay, so what you think is a good idea, not a good idea. Okay. So here we go. Here's another one. These are just guys coming in, migrants from all over the world, predominantly men, were street released in the county of San Diego. Okay, so folks, why don't you show everyone, all these people that are coming in, how awesome you are? Because remember, you're believing in a religion that makes you a god, right? So since you believe in that religion, coming from the Zionists, you are able to magically control all these men that are coming in to not rape your daughters or kill them like Riley, like Riley's dad. Okay. And where were you then, guys? You're supposed to be gods, right? You're supposed to be godly people, and you're so awesome, and your society is so awesome and peaceful, and you have so many freedoms. And yet these guys come in and then just do what? Oh, I'm sorry, kill you. Because you haven't had your self-defense rights explained to you. Okay? So we're gonna have to explain these things to you because you're just gonna get killed off. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, now here's another one. Okay, and these are all these people coming in. None of them have been vetted. There's no background checks. Now, these two, why are they hiding their faces? Yeah, we're getting ready to do some crimes here. We don't want our faces on anywhere. We're going to do some crimes. Okay, so we're here to kill, murder, maim, that kind of thing. But you got to realize that they said that, well, not all of them are like that. Well, in a way, when you bring unvetted people into your country, yeah, they're all suspicious. It doesn't matter what color they are. Okay. And you just seen it with, unless you want to be Riley and listen, not listen to anybody else because they're just, white. This is what happens when you go into the drug business. Okay. Drug dealers, they murder people that try to hurt their business and stuff like that. That's what happens. It's been going on in San Francisco for a while now. All the councilmen and everybody else, cops, everybody's involved in it. And if you're not, I'd suggest you quit. Okay. So there you go. This is what you got going here. And this is all happening around the country. So what I'm saying is this, what I would do is not worry, okay, about if you shoot someone in self-defense that you're going to be called racist, okay? I'd rather be racist than have my blood all over the ground. And I know, here's another one. Hold on one second. Come on. Like I said, I'm having Zoom problems tonight. All right, here we go. I was trying to get this thing to share. Let's see if it's going to. You know, people are pretty much convinced here as to what's going on in this country. This is just a few stories. This is, oh, here they are. Here we go. Yeah, Zoom started to work. Okay, here are these guys. Yes, when you're going into a country and you're nice, put this on your back. That's a good way to get. This is like just one of the hundreds of illegal immigrants dropped on the streets of the San Diego. Okay, let's get to your self-defense. All right, this is where you get to have a self-defense. Folks, there are 26 governors in this country that, and if you don't think that I can give you, you know, a good point of view on this as far as a legal thing is concerned, T Row's a PMA, so it's not really subject to any state laws. And therefore, I can basically tell you anything I want as far as legally is concerned. That's why I run the Genoa Institute, where you can get that kind of privacy and that kind of enforcement for your business. Okay, just keep in mind there. We teach these PMAs what rights you have and what rights you don't. All right, and there's not too many that you don't. So if you want to go to genoainstitute.com and convert your business into a private membership association, it'll be the best money you ever spent in your entire life. Okay, because it really shields you, and you have basic immunity, basic and full immunity until you do something nefarious. But if you have done nothing nefarious, there is nobody that can sue you. Not even members. Members cannot sue their own PMAs. Okay, unless there's something nefarious. So go to genoainstitute.com. You support Genoa Institute, you're supporting T Row and everything else that goes along with it. Now, you've had 26 governors declare 26 governors declare that this is not immigration, that this is an invasion. Okay. Now, militarily, these are every one of these people, even the women, are militants coming to attack the country. I don't care what you say about them. I don't care what your opinion is. When you have 26 governors, the majority of the states have declared these people militants. In other words, they're an invasion force because they don't have to come in illegal. They just have been coming in illegally. They just happen to be getting stopped at the border. When they do that, they have zero legal rights, none whatsoever. They're an invasion force. Now, because you have a man that has involved himself in, drug laundering money, stuff like that, you don't have the U.S. military down there grabbing these people as prisoners of war. Okay, and notifying the state, those countries that these people came from, that you're going to have to take these people back if we will drop them out of an airplane with a parachute and back in your country. That's what I would do. And I don't care if you want to call it invasion force, whatever the hell you want to call it. These people are militants. There's no room for mercy here. The message is you either come into a country or legally or you don't. And when you don't, there's going to be a consequence, a high consequence to pay. Huge consequence. Okay? Humanitarian, that's a religion, folks. Did y'all know that? This is a humanitarian crisis. That's literally a church that comes in and declares a humanitarian crisis. It's all involved in humanism. Let's worship human beings. That's when every time you hear that term, humanitarian, that's what you're listening to. They are invoking, they are declaring a humanism as their religion. And we're going to go down there and take care of these people. They're only humans. Well, they're coming in illegally. That's not fair for those that actually went through the process of coming in. There's tons of those people, and nobody gives them any crap. Nobody does anything. They don't go around murdering people. They don't kidnap them and then torture them and murder them, like what happened to Riley. And they don't do the things that they're doing. Now, what rights do you have? You have the right of self-defense. Okay, that right is basically unalienable, saying unalienable. I would start carrying guns. That's what I would start doing. Don't trust any migrant, not one. They're all illegal. If they're illegal, they haven't been vetted. You have no idea who they are. And if you think that's over excessive, fine. Don't listen to the show. Go on. All right? Because I've seen so many people getting killed in the last 5 years. It's unbelievable, just by doing something they normally do, like getting smacked in the back of the head. Or I think there was one guy that was changing his tire out in front of his house. Guy just walked by and shot him twice in the back. Murdered him, killed him for no reason whatsoever. And this is going on. It's becoming normal and accepted. And they have demonized people who will defend themselves and shoot them. So, if you have anybody break in your house, you have a right to kill them. Shoot them, put them out of commission forever. Okay? If you don't want to kill them, they have a non-lethal way of stopping it. There's a gun that's available. It's a non-lethal way of doing it. Okay? Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Okay, this is the thing called a Byrna. It's an alternative to deadly force. There are no background checks or permits required. It's legal in 50 states, over 300,000 units sold. I'm not advertising. I'm not connected to these people. I'm not making any money by telling you this. Okay, just let you know. I'm just telling you that this stuff like this is available. And it will less lethal rifles options, those kind of things. And what it does is basically put somebody out for about 40 minutes. You don't have to kill them. You just put them out for 40 minutes. Perfectly legal, not a problem. You're defending yourself, yes. Okay? If someone is trying to push their way into your door, you do have a right to shoot. Even if you open the door for them, that does not mean you have entry. Even a police officer cannot come into your house without a warrant. I don't care how much they try to do. I don't care what they do. Okay? They cannot come into your home without a warrant. If police cannot come into your house without a warrant, then neither can anyone else, even if they're a migrant. Okay? I'm telling you, you shut these people out, they have to go home. They have to go home. Otherwise, they're going to end up sitting in jail and feeding the lawyers their bonds and make them more powerful with all their bonds and crap that they do when they go to jail. Okay? So that's the way it is. These are view launchers. These are hilarious. But it's called Byrna. I believe the website is byrna.com. And you can do that if you don't want to. If you're afraid of killing somebody, then you can use this force right here. Okay. I personally just would rather shoot them in the legs. I don't want to kill them. Not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is I don't want to be killed either. And I have that right to defend myself, just like anybody else does. Okay? Now, if they're trying to break in the house, you have a right to shoot. If they're trying to attack you, okay, you have to warn. If you don't stop, I will shoot you. This is your last warning. If you do not stop, I will shoot you. Pop, 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 done. You ever see police officers say that about 7 or 8 times? They're no different than you. They don't have any more rights than you do. They just know how to exercise their rights. Okay? So you'll see, put the gun down, put the knife down. You see somebody wielding at you, put them down. Make sure you're carrying. But if they got a machete running around, because I know a lot of Muslims do that, and they come out and they start swinging, okay, because they're declaring war for Allah, and start trying to slice people up. Shoot. They're coming at you. Drop the knife. Drop it. Drop it. I want last warning. Drop it. Pop, 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 pop. Done. Over. It happens in less than 5 seconds. If the police can do it, you can do it. They have no more rights than you do. And what's tragic is this woman, Riley, didn't have a gun. She should have had one on her going into the woods. That was foolish. I'm sorry she's dead, but she could have not been. If she would have had one of these, the alternative, a Byrna, instead of, oh, guns are this and guns are that. You got to have a gun. This is the last country that has their guns, man. Europe let them go. Look what they're going through. They're getting attacked every day by migrants. The news is not going to help you. They want the violence. The owners of the news stations want the violence because the more violence, the more people die. And the more they reach their goal to 500 million for the whole planet. They're not on your side. So there's not one prosecutor in the world can do anything. No, it's got to right of self-defense. They can't do anything. And if they want to push it, why don't people civilly sue the city? Okay. Oh, well, you killed somebody or hurt them, blah, blah, blah. So you're evil because you're white. And we're going to go ahead and prosecute you. Okay, no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sue your union and your associations for not properly protecting me. You didn't protect me in any way. That's negligence. Malfeasance. It's all kinds of things. Mainly negligent to do your job. You failed to protect me, and then now you're making me the criminal because you're trying to hide the fact that you failed to protect me. You allowed Antifa to walk through and burn people's homes and businesses. You allowed that. You therefore were negligent in your duty to your country from your office. That's a civil suit, and you can recover damages there. People can still sue for allowing Antifa to do what they did. It may be political what they're doing, but they're still civilly liable for what they're doing. Probably haven't been told that. But if they came in and destroyed your home or destroyed this or that, sue the city. Sue the office of the prosecutor for negligence in a civil case. That's when you sue them in your individual capacity, their individual capacity. They failed to protect you. In that case, anybody that tries to hurt you, you can turn around and sue the police unions for failing to protect you. It's called breach of contract. You can also sue the city council. Failed to protect, failed to do what you were supposed to do. You're going to yell at me for having guns and protecting myself, or you're going to try to prosecute me for something if I'm protecting myself, yet you're liable for not. I believe I found a new business here because there are a lot of people that these gangs are going around just hitting them and shooting them. Well, it sounds to me like the police weren't there, and the prosecutor wasn't there, and the city council failed to do what they're doing to keep the city safe. So it sounds to me like they're liable, negligent in their duty. You know how many lawsuits you can do in New York City right now for all the crime that's going on? You guys took our guns. Now, when you take our guns, this is in New York City. When you take our guns, now you have to give something back. You can't just take something and not give anything back. Okay? So since that happened, you opened yourself up for lawsuits for negligence because now every time a criminal does what they do, you're responsible, prosecutor, personally, because people there have a right to have guns. But your city council, and you upheld it, Mr. Prosecutor, decided, oh, we need a safe city. Let's get rid of guns. If we get rid of all the guns, then we'll be safe. Well, that particular idea was really stupid. That's a dumb idea because now you have people being shot all the time. Look at Chicago. 150 people in a weekend are getting shot and killed. Highest crime rate in the world. In the world. You have a better chance of surviving an Iraqi or Vietnam war than you do of surviving in Chicago. Nobody sued the little runt that was in office. Nobody sued her for liability, but you still can. That'll help her think twice about taking the oath to the New World Order. By the way, there is a video of her saying that. So I'm not saying anything's not true. She had an oath to the New World Order and she had it all in place. You can't come in and do what they're doing by saying, oh, well, you protected yourself, so and you're still alive, so we're going to sue you. We're going to charge you with stuff. Great, wonderful. I'll see you in my civil suit. Where you have to come in and with evidence that says that I didn't have the right to defend myself. One cop was out there, had a bunch of kids, okay, out there harassing this guy. I mean, they were all over him. They were pretty violent. He shot on the ground. Oh, people were saying he was horrible for doing that. Really? Were those the same parents that their kids were sitting out on the street and they were allowing them to attack people? Is that the same parents that are now saying you shouldn't have been able to do that? You're a tyrant. You scared my kid. Well, shouldn't have been out there. If you're going to let your kid run around there and do all kinds of crimes, then you're going to open yourself up to a lawsuit. This is the way it works. I don't care if you're in debt for the rest of your life. You are under negligence. You're negligent for protecting people from your children. Okay? Same with migrants. They don't have a right to do what they're doing. They are here illegally. They're an invasion force. Those are foreign soldiers for other countries. All military age men. They have no right. Go ahead and attack somebody. You are a militant. You're a part of a invasion force and a military for your country coming into this country. Civilians have a right to protect themselves. They also have a right to sue the U.S. military and to sue the state with the National Guard. They have a right to do that for not protecting them from a foreign military invasion force, a violation of their U.S. Constitution. So people stand up, man. These people are going to wipe you out. I'm talking about the migrants. They are not welcome here. They're here illegally, and they just go in there, and you see them. They don't care. They put their bags in here, bags in there, and we all know that Soros is funding all this crap so he can destroy your country. Now I'm going to ask everybody, why isn't Soros in jail? Why is that a-hole have not been indicted? I don't get that. He must be protected by somebody. So let's find out. Let's all do some research and find out who Soros is being protected. Who's protecting that man? See, there's a lot of things you can do to protect yourself, especially if they want to play this game. Okay. And this is the game they play. All prosecutors do that. All right. In their cities, they keep everything hush hush and quiet and all that until one of theirs, the immigrants, get in trouble. Okay. You see what I mean? I know that the prosecutors are involved in it in each town. I know they're involved. They're involved in allowing these immigrants to come in because they could file the lawsuits. They could file civil cases. They can do all that stuff to protect their town. They can prosecute whoever's allowing them to come in. Who prosecuted the buses, bus drivers, and the companies? Who prosecuted them for bringing in illegals into New York City, involving themselves in violation of federal law? They trafficked people all the way up there. They were there illegally. Who's going after the bus companies? Who's going after the bus drivers? Who's indicting these people? Nobody. So you have a prosecutor, you have a grand jury that's doing nothing. You have a prosecutor that's doing nothing. And they're all involved in it saying, yeah, it's okay. We got to go ahead and empty a high school. So the kids can't go to school. We got to house them there. That's illegal activity, folks. Those people are illegal. That's called human trafficking. Human trafficking. That's exactly what it is. And then they turn around and start raping and killing. And there's a lot of things that can be done about it. Why isn't there a bunch of people outside of the prosecutor's offices saying, "Why are you not indicting these bus companies, bringing these people in? They're here illegally. That means you are doing illegal activity, and you're not doing anything about it." Nobody's doing a thing. They're just sitting there watching it happen, watching these people just walk right in, no problem. And then you've got people coming in, and the governor, knowing these people, this is governor of Michigan. This is how that woman is messed up. Okay, that's probably the most messed up thing I've ever seen. The governor of a state of Michigan is coming in and saying, "Oh, well, you need to start giving up your homes here." What? Lady, you need to start writing executive orders to getting rid of these people back over the border. It's called deportation. You're involved in illegal activity, and now you're asking people to voluntarily harbor human trafficking, harbor victims of human trafficking in your home when they should be arrested and out. Folks, do you see how far off things are right now? How bad it really is? How far away that the people have been moved from reality. That if somebody is not speaking out against this, you're involved in illegal activity. should be arrested and your butt in jail because you're trafficking people coming in. Oh, they're here voluntarily. No, they're not. They're here illegally. Oh, there's a difference between illegal and lawful. You guys that want to get into that, involved with that, need to shut up. Because there actually is no difference between legal and lawful whatsoever. The problem we're having is people have been turned over to a what was that called? Depraved mind, right? That's what happened when you allowed Obama to do what he did. Everybody here knows what I'm talking about. He started giving rights to depraved minds, people that are already depraved, and that moved into your mind. Guarantee people have not, in any way, shape, or form, thought of at least 80% of what I'm talking about tonight. Self-defense laws. You do not let a militant coming from another country coming in here and shooting your people. You don't allow that. You have the right of self-defense. Wake the hell up. And if you got a prosecutor who wants to prosecute you, oh, that prosecutor is going to get a whole load of freaking civil cases, whole load of them against all the people that he failed to protect. It's nice to have all the power, isn't it, Mr. Lawyer? I know how you got your power too, and I know what you guys did. I know the capital crimes that you committed by trying to take over the judicial branches of the state. I know you work for the Rothschilds. I know that you work for the International Bar Association. And I know what kind of criminals you are. But this is where it comes home to roost. Now you've involved yourself in drug trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, and everything else. And you think it's funny. You could just sit in there and think you do what you want because you got these people dumbed down through the depraved high school that you put them through. Or they're more worried about their gender than anything else. However, there still are enough older folks that know exactly what you guys are doing. So what you're going to do is you're going to start turning this around. You're going to start doing the right thing. You're going to stop the whole crap about, oh, we're going to make it normal for grown men to be with kids. Tear up their rectals areas, bleed them, screw them up for the rest of their lives. You failed to protect that child. Civil case. Just like this Catholic Church had to go through, right? Well, you'll be doing that with everybody. You're going to start prosecuting that. That's what's going to happen. You're going to do the right thing. And you're going to start getting these migrants the hell out of here. You're going to turn this around. Don't care about your votes. Don't care about your power, because this is going to come home to roost. This is not right, and you know it. I don't know how you people live with yourselves. I don't know how you sleep at night. And the women that are married to you, I don't know how the hell they sleep with you. And where are their what do you call it? Where's their mind? Unless they have a depraved mind. So If Soros has no resources, every one of his resources gets civil cases constantly, all of a sudden, his money isn't worth it, is it? It's not worth it to go to business with Soros. Start cutting that boy off. He's doing it because he likes it, folks. He's doing it because it's funny. He likes it when you're angry. It makes him happy. He laughs. That is a very wicked man. He hates his own people. He turned them over to the Nazis for years when they were hiding them in underground in houses. That's his past. He's not human. Just remember, put the knife down, put the knife down, put the knife down. Last chance, last warning, pop, pop, done. It's over. If someone wants to come out there and start doing Allah Akbar crap, now you might think this is harsh, and you might think this is going to go away because you still have trust in your local prosecutors, local police. You still have trust in that. Okay, but that is going to end soon. I'm going to tell you why. Because this violence is not going to stop. It will go on because these people came from violent countries. This is what they grew up in. This is normal to them. Beating up cops, normal. They do this all the time because they've been working for drug cartels for years. They don't have to listen to the cops. They just beat them up. Not in their country. That's normal behavior. It shocked the crap out of New York City police officers. That was, you see the look on their face when they're getting kicked in the head. Hey, you hit me. Yeah. Because they don't care. You're involved in their country. The police officers are interfering with their business. And that's illegal. That's how they think. So, folks, put your cell phones down. Quit allowing them to come by you with a motocross or whatever they're on, some moped, and grabbing your phone out of your ear. Stupid. That's a stupid thing to do. Your phone call is not that important. They have hackers. They're highly sophisticated in New York. They're in every city right now. And they're going around stealing that and emptying your bank accounts. You let them do it because you trusted the prosecutor to protect you. They're not protecting you. So that right of self-defense goes back to you. Now you have a right to go get a gun. Now you have a right to go get if you want to get a permit for it, which I think is dumb as hell. But if you want to get a permit so you can show everybody how perfect you are and how obedient you are, okay, to the left, then go for it. Whatever you got to do. But you can also get one of those. You can also get one of those that that don't do lethal force. No registration, nothing required. And believe me, it does do what it says it does. They said it puts them out about 40 minutes. It knocks them out. Okay. All right. Just want to let you guys know. All right. I care about you. I love you. I agape love you. And I don't want to see you get hurt. And I want you to stay here as long as you can because the longer you're here, there's more of a chance that you're going to wake up one day and you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to do what that guy said over on the T Row show. And I'm just going to go start finding Jesus. I'm going to go find him. Got nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. However, if you don't want nothing to do with him, He will not want anything to do with you. And that reflects after you die. He's going to give you exactly what you want, which is a world without him. And believe me, not a pretty world. All right, one day. That's why you have that right of self-defense. All the way up until you no longer can make that choice. And that's after your last breath. It's the only reason why I'm doing a T-Row show like this. I stopped putting my life on the line for this country because of what people were doing. When I started watching little kids, or seeing, not watching, seeing little kids twerking in freaking parades and all that kind of crap, you have gone to depraved minds. You have gone to an abomination. And that's not right. And I'm not going to put my life on the line for that, to protect you or to help protect you. However, you still have a right of self-defense all the way up to your last breath, and that's it. Done. That's the truth. I don't care if you want to hear the truth. Don't care if it offends you. Don't care if you don't like it. It is what it is. And this goes all the way up to every person on earth. Even big boys like Putin, big boys like Trump, big boys like Biden. Okay? That same thing applies to them. They are no better than anyone else. They are not immune. It also includes Francis. All of them. I don't care how big and how powerful you are here on earth. You still have to go find the king in order to gain salvation, no matter which way you go. It applies to everyone equally. How do I know? I've been there, done that. And I've witnessed others doing the same exact thing. And it's real. I don't care what you think. It's real. So anyway, thanks for listening to the T-Row Show. Please take some of the suggestions. I know you guys are wanting to protect your country. You just don't know how. You got a bunch of traitors inside your prosecutor's offices. Bunch of traitors in there, and they've been running this thing for a long time. Exactly the way they set it up is lethal. However, you stick with the self-defense. Make sure it's self-defense. You don't go out and start murdering people and then claim the self-defense. That is not going to work. Okay? So, but they start getting violent. They start doing the wrong thing. They start doing this and that. They're going to find out real quick what their status is. And their status is militant. Invasion force. That's what 26 governors said. And they're going to, you hold them to it. And I don't care what anybody else says. They, no, not good. Don't allow it to happen. You do, you're screwed. Thanks for listening to the T-Row Show. We'll see you next week.